Welcome back to another video. I am April Williams, a spiritual mindset life coach. I'm an ambassador for Christ and I'm a podcaster. If you found this video, if you found my channel, it is not by chance, it is not by accident, but it's a divine appointment. I am here to motivate, uplift, and encourage you to boldly and unapologetically step into the calling the Lord has placed on your life and to walk in your purpose. So with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. So on this video, y'all, I just wanted to come on here and kind of piggyback off what I talked about on my previous video when I talked about purpose. Okay, so we really have to break down the foundation of how our minds are set up. You know, how our mind, how the brain works, how it's set up. Okay, so when you think about purpose and stuff like that, you know, I know everybody grew up different, but kind of from, you know, my background, we kind of just told to go to school and get a good job. Finish school, get a good job. Meaning finish high school, go to college, find something you like, find something you're good at, and, you know, graduate, get a good job. Like, that's how our minds are set up and processed throughout our life. So when you go to college, of course, you know, we have to choose one major, right? You may take prereqs and stuff like that, but you have to choose one major. So when you choose that one major, you're setting your mind on that one thing for those 4 years, you know, however long, you know, you're in school. You're setting your mind on that one thing, on that one area. And what that is doing is that's conforming the mind to the patterns of this world, because that's a pattern. That's what the world does. It shapes our mind by telling us to choose one thing, pick one thing, do one thing. When God created each of us with gifts, we all have gifts. Some people have multiple gifts. Some people do multiple things, have multiple businesses. So we have to know that when we think about purpose and gifts and talents, all of that comes into one. All that comes into one thing, and it's to fulfill your overall purpose. But that doesn't mean you have to just pick one thing. You don't have to do this or that. You know, God created all of us, like I say, with gifts. We can do this and that. If you want to start that business and turn around and do that and do that and do that, I encourage you to do so. But like I say, make sure a foundation is set. Set a foundation, get one going, and then do that one, and then, because that's how it's supposed to go. God created all of us to do multiple things. We serve a no limit God, so we don't have to limit ourselves to say, okay, I'm gonna do just this for 30 years, or I'm gonna pick this and just do this for 25 years, and then, like, we don't have to think like that. That's how our minds are conditioned throughout life, but we don't have to think like that. That's why the Bible tells us in Romans 12:2, do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, will be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So all our life we've been taught certain things, and when you get a certain age and, you know, you begin to go through different things, and, you know, God calls you to hire you, you know, you're growing spiritually. It's like, okay, the patterns of this world is pretty much what I just said. Everybody's taught certain things coming up, you know, stuff like that, stuff you learned in school, middle school, high school, maybe even college. So it's like, okay, your mind has been set on that pattern. So when you renew your mind with, it's a repetition of new information, you know, and that's spiritual growth. That's growing in the Word of God, getting new information, taking courses, like doing different things that's outside of the normal, outside of the patterns of this world. You don't think like everybody else no more. You don't do what everybody else do. Your mind is, you're reshaping your mind. Your mind has been set all your life, but now you're coming into a new season. Now you know what I'm saying, you're starting to think different. You're shaping your mind different with a repetition of new information. So like I say, y'all, it's the way the mind works. It's like our minds believe, the mind believes whatever you tell it. When you think about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind makes up 95% of our brains. The conscious mind makes up 5%. So that's why the Bible tells us to call things that be not as though they were, as though they are. So you speaking things into existence. You praying and manifesting. You speaking things into existence over your life. You may not see it right now. You may not see it in a month or 6 months. But keep speaking those things. Keep calling those things that be not as though they were. And like I say, after a while, your mind is going to set in your mind. And as your mind sets, your behavior is going to follow. Our minds is set, but our behaviors shape our life, right? So you have to first program your mind, set your mind in a certain way. Once you set your mind on that, your life, your behaviors, your lifestyle, everything is going to follow that. If you set your mind to being an entrepreneur and starting a business, you set that in your mind over and over and over. You begin to do the work, get the new knowledge, the new information to walk in that path, to follow that path, to start that business. everything else is going to follow. Your behaviors and everything else is going to follow. You're not going to want to do the same things you used to do because you're setting a new tone and a new pattern for your life. You walk on a different path, and you're going in a different direction. So I hope all this makes sense to y'all. I just had to come to bring that to y'all today, just to help somebody. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all be blessed, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one.